our show.
Sadly, a close for us football fans. So before we get into that, Retro and Justin, how are we doing? Justin?
Always go to Super Bowl. No matter what team you root for, it's just fun. I love Super Bowl week. Obviously, the Pro Bowl happened. No one watched it. No one cared. But we have Super Bowl, so I guess that's a plus. I'm just excited.
I just feel for you, dude. I'm really pulling for you this week because, man, I mean, here's my issue with it is the discourse behind everything with the NFL right now, and the discourse behind Seattle beating the Patriots, and everyone wants to say, "Oh, well, they're gonna rewrite the wrong of Pete Carroll, and they're gonna rewrite the wrong of Russell Wilson." And I want to be clear, and I really want to be clear. It doesn't matter what happens in this Super Bowl. You can't rewrite what happened. These teams are completely different. This is a whole new generation of what happened. Nothing can change. Nothing can change what happened. The mental blunder by Pete Carroll, and even if it wasn't Pete Carroll, if it was an audible call by Russell Wilson, it'll never fix what already happened. The Malcolm Butler thing happened. It can't be fixed. Like I said, there's nobody from those two teams on either of these teams that were relevant or mattered at all. So this is just the start of a new beginning if Seattle can win this. That's all it is. It doesn't fix anything that's already happened.
I agree.
But I mean, there's always, even if you can't fix what's already happened, it's a way to kind of get closure on that. If you can win this Super Bowl, if you can get that one up over the Patriots for the Seahawks, it's kind of like closure. You can kind of like move on from it at least a little bit. And to be fair, when Sam Darnold was asked about the play call, he said he agreed with it.
So funny.
So I
Terrible.
guess
Terrible.
What's the situation? Do I have timeouts left?
They asked McDonald. They asked McDonald about it, and he said, "Is beast mode in the backfield?" And then the reporter said, "Yes." And then McDonald goes, "So you know what I would do." So I guess McDonald he has a bit of a different take than Sam Darnold.
Well, that's great because now the Patriots know at the 1 yard line they're just doing goal line and they can go and stop K9. So great, love it.
Until they run the correct play that Seattle should have ran, even though it wasn't a run, it was a pass. It should have been play action and on a backside route. And now that you have a JSN, play action on a backside route will be perfect if they go goal line.
Well, before we get into that, we do have to go over how these both teams got here, and I guess do we want to start with the ugly snowy game first?
Yeah, we can start with that one.
Like rewatching it because we took the for you guys who do view, we took the week off for football so we could like kind of prep everything, kind of like the Pro Bowl, kind of whatever. And rewatching that Pats and Broncos game, I thought this was going to be a high scoring affair. It like Stidham did not look as terrible as I thought that he was going to be. Sean Payton gave him like kind of free reins in the first half. Completely shut it down in the second half. I don't know why everybody was afraid of the snow. It was just an ugly second half. And hey, Justin, do you want to talk about, making your kicks and doing your job? Because Jesus Christ, did no one do their job this week at all?
We're not even going to talk about kickers this week. I don't know if you understand what kicking a field goal is. I used to kick field goals. In the situation that they're in this week, this is the one time I can give kickers a pass. And I mean that wholeheartedly when I say it this time, because if you've never kicked a football or you've never kicked it in a game situation like this, it's like kicking a fucking bowling ball. This shit hurts. They are firm fucking footballs in this weather. So I can like give a pass. Yes, granted, it is your job, it is your skill or whatever, but when the weather gets like this, like unless they're keeping the balls like in like fucking heaters, like no, it's not. It's not an easy situation to kick these because even especially like on field, they said it felt like 10 degrees. That ball gets out there, the wind hits it a little bit, the leather already starts to tighten up. So it's like it's not a good situation. However, I do want to address. You said you thought this would be a high scoring game. I thought this game was going to be a 13-7 game the entire way going into this game. I believe I said exactly these words when we did the podcast the week before, was if you're a betting man, you hammer the under, and you absolutely hammer the under. There was no way I saw this game, either team scoring more than 20 points. So, yeah. I believe that if Bo Nix played, I believe Denver wins this game. That's just personally my opinion on this. Neither team looked extremely good, and yeah, I mean, this is a terrible look for the AFC going into a Super Bowl. So,
Yeah, I mean, this game was just horrendous. It was just a bad game. It was just bad football.
Yeah.
I kind of got my hopes up a little bit because when Jarrett Stidham throws that like 50-yard bomb on the first drive, I was kind of like, whoa, like wait a minute, like I was like, wait, hold on a second. And that was it. That was like the one highlight play that we got, and then for the rest of the game, it was just awful. Shout out Drake May. He's the first quarterback in NFL history to get to the Super Bowl with throwing less than 100 yards in a championship game. That's rough. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people talk about the snow. The snow wasn't really a big problem until about 5 minutes left in the third. So for the first half, at the very least, you're just looking at bad football across the board. I guess like Drake May was a very effective ball carrier. He had 10 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown, so he did do that. And then that's probably, in all honesty, what propelled the Patriots to win, outside of defense, obviously, and kickers being kickers. But like you said, I can't blame kickers for that. The weather's just crazy.
You shouted out Drake May. I also want to shout out Sam Darnold. I want to shout them both out. They are both the first quarterbacks in their draft classes to make a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Which is
Sam Darnold being in Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson's draft class makes a Super Bowl first.
That says a little something. But yeah, as far as this game is concerned, I think probably the MVPs from this game, I would say obviously the weather is one, but I would probably say Ramondre Stevenson and Drake May. Ramondre Stevenson had 25 carries, even though he wasn't very effective. It was more just about time consumption. Like Ramondre did a good job, and he averaged 3 yards a carry, which isn't ideal, but like I said, good for time consumption.
And he had ball security for the first time all year.
Right, yeah, and that's the biggest thing, especially in snow. You never know, ball security is a premium in the snow, so that was big. I think that in terms of passing, like I know Jarrett Stidham did throw a pick, but overall he probably outplayed Drake May, which is why I 100% agree that if Bo Nix is playing this game, I think the Broncos probably score like 14 before the half, like before everything goes downhill, and the final score of the game is probably like 17-10 or something. But yeah, I mean, the Patriots win. I think it's a little dangerous to consider this like indicative of what the Patriots will look like, though. Drake May in general is not good in snowy or cold or rainy conditions.
Good thing they're playing in Santa Clara.
Exactly, they're going to California. Yeah. So so all of like this Drake May playoff stuff is kind of out the window. The last thing the Seahawks need to do is go into the Super Bowl thinking Drake May is just going to play how he has been. That's not going to be the case. Drake May is in warm weather now. It's a lot better. It's ideal for football, and we're going to see the best version of Drake May probably that we've seen this playoff so far. So for me, I just think the biggest takeaway is do not underestimate A, the Patriots defense, or B, Drake May. It's very important.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement because all the people were saying that Seattle is going to blow them out just because of where they've gone or the Pats have gone through. Like, this is why we add context, because yes, that defenses look absurd and Drake May hasn't looked as good in the playoffs, but now It's, good weather, it's warm weather, it's outside. He has the benefit of being able to, do all this stuff. So to me, it's like, why are we underestimating the other side? They made it here. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they earned their stripes. So you take them as seriously as any other opponent.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, they got here by everyone else's logic, they got here on a soft schedule. I don't believe they got here on a soft schedule. I don't care what you say about who they played, how they match up. Any team can get there on a soft schedule. It all depends on how scheduling breaks down for the year. Second off, he played high caliber football against high caliber composition teams this year. He did play well this year. He is in the MVP running, not just because of these soft games. He's in the MVP running because he was one of the best quarterbacks this year in a year of quarterback blunders. So, hats off to New England. Everyone thought that they would bounce back after last year. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be this kind of a bounce back to where they get back to a bowl. But people are worried that this is the start of the New England dynasty again. I don't think it's going to be as impactful as people think it's going to be. Yes, they're good. Yes, they're back in the bowl. But this just shows credit to a lot of teams having a down year and a middle of the road team capitalizing on a lot of these down teams having down years. So I don't think it's going to be a situation where they run away with the division every year. I don't think it's going to be a situation where they're a front runner every year. Are they a contender going forward? Absolutely. Wholeheartedly. But I just don't think this is going to be like Tom Brady-esque. Like, this isn't. I don't want New England fans to get too big for their britches and think that we're fucking back. This is we're gonna be every year. Like, you guys are still gonna have to fight for it.
And also, I think it's very important to add to this is that Drake May is going to be the second youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl. And the youngest quarterback ever was Dan Marino, and Dan Marino never went back. So I think it is very important to understand that if Drake May loses this Super Bowl, like Dan Marino did, there's a chance that he never goes back in his whole career. It is very hard to deal with Super Bowl hangover. There are very few teams that do it successfully. It's a very difficult thing to do. So, Patriots fans, it's cool for you to be back, but honestly, you better win this game, because if you don't, Super Bowl hangover sucks, and that's going to be something you guys are going to have to deal with. So, yeah, I agree with Justin. Don't get too big for your britches.
I guess going over to the NFC now and talking about Seattle and the Rams. I ended up being right about LA, and I want that completely known. I think that Matt Stafford had a fantastic game. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but they got injured at the wrong time, and Rams fans here in LA weren't worried about the Panthers. They said that, the Panthers played them well in the regular season. That's why they won. So they weren't worried about that. They weren't worried about Chicago. I don't understand why. And they said that they would single-handedly beat Seattle, get their revenge, and it didn't happen. This is why all facets of the game is basically very, very important. Special teams, defense, and offense are all important. Rashid Shaheed proving himself to be really important at this, and the fact that the Rams are firing the special teams coordinator, bad luck.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thought. I mean, for the first time in a long time, in my opinion, even without the bias behind wanting your team to win, this, for the first time, looks like one of the most lopsided Super Bowl matchups I've seen in a long time. Seattle's offense is better. Seattle's defense is better. Their special teams is better. Honestly, I think their coaching is better. The only position I think where you guys lack compared to them is the quarterback position. That's it. Like I said, Jules, for your sake, because I know you're one of the believers in just I would like to rewrite this. I want this fixed. I want this. Like, Seattle has been the best team in football all year. That's just it's been a fact. You guys tried to you and your fan base wanted to be under the radar, nobody think about us, nobody this, nobody that. Week 17 hits, boom. We're here, we're the team. The Dark Side defense is elite. They're just as good as the Legion of Boom, blah blah blah. Like these are things like Seattle needs to win this game because they were the best team in football all year. That's just not a doubt in my mind. Seattle needs to win this game to, like Retro said, to maybe find closure for what happened the first time against the Patriots. But I think this is the same thing. It's like, this is the coming out party. Like, you guys are riding a coming out party from your first game in the playoffs to the Super Bowl. Like, first you get to belt to ass your most annoying division rival. Then you get to beat your biggest division rival. Now you're in the bowl. Don't make it all for naught. Like, you've been the best team through 20 weeks of NFL football. Don't squander it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as this game is concerned, this game was the opposite of the AFC Championship. It was just an awesome game. It was fantastic. This was a lot better. Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold honestly almost had identical games. If you look at their stats, like Stafford has like 30 yards more passing, one goes 22 of 35, one goes 25 of 36. Their QBRs are within 1 point of each other. Their quarterback rating is within 0.2 of each other. These guys were basically playing the same game. It just, it came down to a very, very close game. The Rams' rushing game was very effective, which is something that I think is something the Seahawks are going to have to look out for. You're going to be going against Travion Henderson. You're going to be going against Ramondre Stevenson. You can guarantee the Patriots will try to establish the run game. And because they haven't used Travion much this year, you can definitely expect they'll try to scheme some stuff around him. So that's something the Seahawks are going to have to look out for. As far as K9, he was basically the only rusher for Seattle, and that's how it's going to be now that Charbonnet is gone. But he played well. He averaged 3 yards a carry. He gave you a touchdown. He did pretty solid. That's all right. It probably is going to be good enough, especially if Sam Darnold can play like that. JSN went stupid, as per usual. 10 catches for 150 yards. Puka had 9 catches for 160. I think it's very clear that these two, speaking of the best, JSN and Puka were by far the best receivers in the league this year. There's no debate between who was the best. It was between those two, and no one else came close. So it was really fun to just watch them cook, and Devontae Adams also played really well. And I think that's something that Seattle's going to have to watch out for. The Patriots don't have like studs like Puka or Devontae, but Keyshawn Boutte is ranked as the best deep threat in the league this year by advanced metrics. And Stephon Diggs, I know he's old, but he's still there, and that's something you're going to have to worry about. But I do agree with Justin. This Super Bowl feels very lopsided. You look at this Rams team, to me, this Rams team is way better than the Patriots. And honestly, I think they're better at every position than the Patriots, basically, practically. I think their running back core is better. I think their quarterback is better. I think their receivers are better. If the fact that Seattle was able to, or that they were able to beat the Rams, I think is very good for them because I think the Rams are better than the Patriots. But it's like I've been saying, you just can't afford to underestimate the Patriots. Drake May is still really good, and he will probably show out this Super Bowl, so you have to expect that. Stephon Diggs is going to be playing desperate because he probably knows this is his last chance he's ever going to get to win a ring, and he knows he's going to be playing for that. And like I said, Boutte's nasty, Travion's nasty, so all I can say for Seattle is just make sure to stay locked and make sure to understand that it's not a given. Nothing is a given when it comes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, Diggs playing desperate and his big play ability that he has. I mean, his career is marked with highlight moments of just big play being that guy. I mean, we all remember the helmet throw in Minnesota, which was just unbelievable. I mean, this guy's going to be fighting for every inch. Like you said, Retro, Seattle's the better team, and New England doesn't really have that name power besides Drake May, but they are a bunch of fucking grinders. That's what they do. They're pit bulls. They put their head down. They do the job they're supposed to. It's like all year they played to not lose, and they're at a point right now where they have to play to win. This isn't a play to not lose situation. This is literally last game, win or go home. Like it's done. Like there is no tomorrow. Sell out everything on the line. Like, and that's what I think New England has the advantage over Seattle in, is that they already like don't have the power. They already know they're the underdogs, so they get to fight as underdogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Seattle basically needs to scheme for what Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels are going to do. Use their secondary as their weapons and dictate the defense throughout the whole game. That's my thing. Is just be hard-nosed grinding and just hit them hard. Make them not want to be there. Like point blank period. Show out.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this is an interesting situation. We talk about it on the Seattle side is you're only going to get better. It's McDaniel's first year McDonald's first year running the team. He's doing well. He's got young pieces. He's got a young core. He can do all these things to get better. New England, on the other hand, watching the coaching things that are happening and the players developing in their side of the league, like this could, like you said, Retro, could be a one and done situation. Everyone's getting stronger. There are minimal teams that are getting weaker or regressing. Other teams are getting stronger. I mean, Baltimore with their new coach is just going to be unbelievable. So they're my early favorite for next year already. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
they're my early favorite for next year. So we haven't even played the big game yet, but I could see Seattle getting back here next year against a insanely good Baltimore team. So
it's fair.
Yeah.
I guess speaking of that, do we want to go through the coaching hiring since we've been away?
Well, do we real quick want to like give for who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I'm pretty sure we're unanimous in Seattle winning. We can move on.
Yeah, I would say.
I thought Jules said he was going to pick the Patriots.
Yeah, Jules is not going to play. Jules is not going to pick against his team. He's not.
Yeah.
Even if he's going to try and like reverse psychology it, if he's going to try and do all that, no, he's not. He can't. He simply. I don't think you understand. I'm shocked he hasn't gotten emotional yet because he hasn't really actually deep dived into his team and what's going to happen, which I appreciate because I don't want to see a grown man cry. But he's not going to do it because I don't think the words "the Patriots will win the Super Bowl" are going to be uttered by Jules Compton. It's not going to happen because guess what? With his luck, he'll say it. It'll get spoken into the universe, and somehow Seattle will show up, and something will happen to somebody during media week. Like literally this week, something will happen to somebody. Darnold will go in. He'll throw 4 picks. Anthony Bradford will be himself. Like Jules can't utter those words. Well, if anyone was going to do it to rage bait or piss Jules off, it would come out of either one of our mouths. Seattle's winning this Super Bowl, and if I have to guess the way that this is going to go down, I'm going to put it 38-23 Seattle.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I'm going to say 27-17 Seattle.
Just for Pats fans, I want this close, and I want the same shit to happen to the Pats fans as they did to us. Not in the same fashion, but I want that utter wrench heartbreak of what happened
because I don't want Drake May to be broken.
Not in the sense of like not in the sense of like Drake May throwing a pick or something like that, but a costly turnover within two minutes that costs them or something like that. That's what I want. I want that same heartbreak that I fucking got because Boston fans are the most spoiled fans in fucking America. I don't care what anybody says. They can live without a fucking Super Bowl. They deserve a drought. They deserve heartbreak. I would love to see that personally.
I feel like this dude is using venom from the NBA trade deadline of Boston being spoiled to attack now the New England Patriots as well.
Like, why do we have to bring like? Anyways,
what Retro?
That aside, I don't have a dog in this fight. I just want to see a good game. Honestly, I'm already on mock draft season. I'm already on mock draft season for both of my teams, football and basketball. So it's a great time to be alive, honestly.
9 guard retro.
Poverty sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, Justin would know because his team hasn't been to a championship game in a lot longer than mine.
Are you sure about that?
Anyways.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty confident.
When's the last time you played for a bowl?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We'll get into that with Jules's games this week, I'm assuming. So
yeah, well, I do. Let's finally get down the coaching hirings because I think there are some very interesting ones that we should talk about. And if we want to start out with Baltimore because we already kind of went through it, I really like the Jesse Minter hiring. At first, I didn't like it, and then I he kind of gives like a Mike McDonald kind of face to where he's a young guy who schematically he blitzes a little bit more and he has these unique stunts that he uses for the front line. I think he can mold that defense back to where they were when Mike was there. As for being a HC, hopefully he knows what he's doing because he's a Harbaugh product. Even though Jim Harbaugh sucks, but we can kind of wait and see. I do like Jesse overall, and I hope Baltimore kind of gets back. Because no offense, Justin, once we go through your team, you'll get
we're just not. We're just not.
Oh, we're definitely no. We're 100% going through that. I can't wait for that. As far as Jesse Minter is concerned,
I'll leave the podcast site. And you can text me when they come back.
As far as Jesse Minter is concerned, I actually think it's a great hire. The offense doesn't really need much besides a receiver. We all know how good this offense is when Lamar's at the helm. But as far as the defense, Justin and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago, where it's like this defense has so many star names and like so much star power across the board. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton will be the best safety duo in the league this year." You've got great guys up front. Mike Green was a big draft pick. Everybody was like, "Yeah, like this defense is going to be absolutely nasty," and then it's one of the worst in the league. So Jesse Minter, being a defensive coordinator at heart, that's a great hire for me because your job, Jesse Minter, is going to be to just like activate the defense. It's not even like you have to like take a bunch of talentless guys and like make them good. No, you just have to activate what's already there. And as long as you can do that,
we're going to see a whole new Kyle Hamilton. That dude is going to be coming across the line of scrimmage more than most safeties ever have. So he's gonna.
Dude, I can't wait. He's already.
They're gonna be blitzing him a lot.
Yeah, bro. He's already the best safety in the league. He's insanely versatile, and now he's going to be used that way. It's going to be really fun to watch. Kyle Hamilton and Nick Emmanwori are very similar in the way they play, and I think it'll be fun to watch Kyle Hamilton with that kind of versatility.
He's gonna look like Harrison Smith in Minnesota. A lot of the time now. That's literally he's going to look like prime Harrison Smith. He's going to be a run stuffer, attacking the line of scrimmage, and then occasionally he's going to go hawk you a few balls down. Like, that's what it's about to be, and I'm so excited to see it. Just stay in the division. Just go to him now. Just go to him now. Go to him now. Just go to him now.
So, Mike McCarthy is your Pittsburgh Steelers head coach.
Yep, cool. And we go from 9-8 to 8-9. Congratulations! I'm so excited.
It's the most lateral move I think I've ever seen in the world of sports. I don't understand.
It's not lateral. It's a regression. You hired a Mike that's 10 years older than Mike. What the fuck are we doing?
It's even more insane when you consider the fact that the coaching tree was Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, and now Mike McCarthy.
I also want to address something that one of our Hall of Fame players brought up, and I saw this again. The only media outlet I really like watching is 4th and 1 because he's entertaining, and Cam actually knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to 90% of sports. James Harrison went on and did an interview with, I can't remember who he did it with. Basically, he went out and said Tomlin's not a Hall of Fame coach because he has no coaching tree. And they're talking about the greats, about how, Harbaugh has a coaching tree, Belichick has a coaching tree, all these Dungy has a coaching tree, all these guys have coaching trees. Who the fuck is Mike Tomlin created? Mike Tomlin has probably the worst coaching tree of a deserving, and I'm going to say it because I hate it, deserving Hall of Fame coach. Not first ballot by any means. Also, no coach should ever be first ballot Hall of Fame.
I was going to say, there's no such thing as a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, that's because all the coaches that are allowed to vote on it, the former coaches that got their ass waxed by the Belichick dynasty, basically said, "Go fuck yourself, Bill. We're going to teach you a lesson." Even though they're going to say, "Oh well, it's all the off-field scandal." This and that. Fuck you. He was better than you, and you're mad. That's what it was. Belichick's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Everybody's books. This makes the NFL Hall of Fame look really bad. This makes the league look really bad. This is the worst fucking thing. I'm trying to deflect as much as I can, thinking Mike McCarthy is my head coach.
Clearly, we're not even on subject anymore.
Belichick not being – it doesn't matter. Belichick not being first ballot Hall of Famer is insane. But Tomlin not having a coaching tree, great, whatever. Mike McCarthy hasn't been relevant for 17-plus years. I don't want to hear his name, and now I have to see him coach my team. We're going to go from just above 500 to just below 500. We're not going to get draft picks. We're not going to this. I really hope that this is a 1 to 2 year experiment, and I really hope he's fucking gone after a year or two. I can't. It's just
as far as this is concerned, and I'm gonna touch on the Belichick thing quick because this is insane too. But for the people who are like, "Oh, it's because he cheated," there were 2 cheating allegations that Belichick got. The first was Deflategate, which is proven false. There was an independent investigation done; it didn't even happen. And even if it did, it wouldn't have mattered because they waxed the Colts regardless. Firstly. Secondly, the other one is Spygate. Spygate was caught after 1 game, and they went undefeated for the rest of the year except for the Super Bowl. So again, it didn't even matter. The 2 scandals that people want to hold on to and use is like, oh, well, Belichick cheated. Yeah, so does every other team in the entire league, by the way. It just doesn't get caught. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, it's literally the saying. So as far as this, and again, the 2 times that they did get caught, it literally didn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. It is all cope because people are mad because you got waxed by Bill Belichick. We all did, okay? It's stupid. But as far as McCarthy is concerned, the only upside is that you have Will Howard. So if Will Howard turns out to be really good, then Mike McCarthy might be able to do like
until they fucking try to play the game of, oh, well, Mike McCarthy was a Packer coach. Hey, we had a Packers former quarterback last year, and then we have Aaron for another year. Watch.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, if you guys have another year, that's not great. Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to, cool, we got rid of Tomlin. We can finally rebuild. Now we're just going to destroy our franchise. It's just... It's something about some of the teams that I support that they were really good when I was growing up, and now they're really fucking bad. Like, Pittsburgh's one of them. My baseball team is the Cardinals. God, fuck, they haven't been relevant since, David Freese hit a triple over Nelson Cruz's head in the World Series. But God, I love the Suns. I love the Suns so much. I love the Suns so much.
We got him, guys. We got him, Coach. He's finally said, I love the Suns live on tape. Flip it.
Love it. Good thing it's on the football podcast.
Yeah, happy for you guys.
And good thing you can't go back and clip it because Riverside's been dickish. So.
Yes.
I'll even do it for you. I'll click mark the clip. There we go.
For anybody wondering why I go so hard for Jaden Daniels and for Terry McLaurin, it's because I have nothing else in any of my fan bases outside of
Sure, Josh Giddey's a top 5. Never mind. Sorry, football podcast. My
bad. And football.
UVA
I guess
football was good this year. So
shut the fuck up. Anyways,
they were
the next guy that we can kind of talk about because he was supposed to be Justin's guy, Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta. I really do like this signing because I think he ultimately can unlock Penix and Bijan as a duo because of what he was able to do with Baker and Nick Chubb. He loves running the ball. He loves kind of old-fashioned football. And I think what the Falcons can ultimately do is get to have an identity with Kevin Stefanski, and he can kind of mold them to what they should be in the next few years. So I'm a big fan of Stefanski. If I could grade this, I think this would be like an A to an A-. This is fantastic for Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, Stefanski's a huge hire. Like, realistically, Stefanski is a great coach. A lot of people want to bring up the fact that it's like, oh, well, he had losing records on most of his years on Cleveland. Yeah, it's Cleveland. The fact that he made the playoffs with Cleveland. Yeah, the fact that he made the playoffs with Cleveland erases any other failure he ever had in his entire career. Like I guarantee you, if you ask most Cleveland fans, they'd probably tell you they'd want to keep Stefanski. He's a great coach. There is no doubt about it. And actually, amending that statement, most of them. There are some that are like schizo Shadur fans that think that he purposely sabotaged the team in order to like keep him down or something. But outside of those guys, most Cleveland fans love Stefanski. Stefanski will be great on the Falcons. Like Jules said, I mean, this offense is there's so much talent there. You have a young guy in Penix who's very clutch. We've already seen that ability. He's got a great ability to pass the ball. You give him Drake London, you give him Kyle Pitts, you give him, you've got Darnell Mooney, you give him Bijan, you give him all of these weapons, you put them all together. It's literally an offense just waiting to explode. And so for me, it feels like this is a really good time to go to the Falcons. And I think Stefanski will succeed there. If he can make the playoffs with the Browns, I guarantee you he can make the playoffs with that god-awful division. I guarantee you he'll be able to make the playoffs at least once.
Yep. Justin, you want to cope over it or
next?
Next. I guess like if Justin doesn't want to share, do you want to share your thoughts about? It's not official, but it's basically just kind of waiting on the dotted line of Clint Kubiak to probably the Raiders.
Oh yeah, I forgot Clint Kubiak's going to the Raiders. Yeah, that would be a very, very good move for the Raiders, 100%. I know a lot of people have this thing where it's like, oh well, it's the Raiders, they'll never be good. I think there's a few things that are different this time. The first is that I think Tom Brady being involved is actually going to be a huge plus for the Raiders because Tom Brady is going to try to implement that TB12 mentality, and I think that's very good. The second thing is Clint Kubiak is going to be coming in with Fernando Mendoza, which is great. You always want like your two guys on the same page. Fernando Mendoza will be there with a fresh new guy in Clint Kubiak, which I think is great. You'll have Ashton Genty will already be there. You've got Brock Bowers already. You have the makings of a very good offense. Obviously the O-line needs a little work, but we already talked about this. Maybe in this draft you go get Pat Coogan, his center from Indiana. Maybe you go get like his wide receiver 2 or 3, like an Omar Cooper type or somebody like that, and you go get him. Like there's a few ways in which you can go about it, and I think it'll be great for him. And you've got Max Crosby on the defensive end, which is something, I guess. But I think the Raiders will just be a very heavily focused offensive team. I definitely expect a little bit of improvements, but I think next year you might be seeing a lot of like 25, 30-point games where, they're losing like 37 to like 28 or something every other week. But I think the Raiders will at least be fun to watch, which is a weird thing because it's the Raiders.
Justin?
Well, yep, Clint Kubiak was third on my short list for coaches, so I'll just say next. It's the Raiders. It's going to take a year to learn. Mendoza's not going to do anything. Their division's too good for them to even compete. I don't even want to talk about it. It's the Raiders.
But he does have Tyreek Cohen 2.0, though.
Fantastic. That's another reason we don't have to talk about it.
He's going to look a lot better, trust me.
Yeah, he's going to look so much better. He's still not going to be the best running back in his draft class. He's still not going to be a top 5 running back in his draft class. Next.
So, there's two that I find most interesting. I'll start with this one. Harbaugh to the Giants. And I like John a lot more than Jim, obvious reasons. But do we think that John can kind of, set a culture in New York? Can he emphasize the young talent there with Malik and Jackson Dart and Cam? Does he help them become the next, somewhat consistent franchise? Because John Harbaugh has always had consistent teams, but you can argue, the talent and all this kind of stuff. Do we think that the Giants could at least be trending upward for 5 years just because of Harbaugh's stability? Justin, what do you think?
It's February 3rd. February 3rd. It's the week before the Super Bowl. The Giants will win the NFC East next year. The Giants will win the NFC East next year. With their young core and Harbaugh at the helm, yes, they will win the NFC East next year.
So you're super high on John.
I'm not high on John. I'm high on the big three and that they have a real coach. I'm high on Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo, and Malik Neighbors, along with Theo Johnson. And the only thing I need them to do is I think they need 1 to 2 pieces in the secondary on defense to make them an actual powerhouse, and I think they will be great. Retro, you can make that face all you want. You think that your team coming back healthy, not a chance in hell, is going to run the division. No.
Maybe
absolutely.
not run the division. No, the Giants will finish third behind us.
No, third behind who? Garbage time. You and Philly?
Us and the Cowboys.
So when Philly loses AJ Brown because he obviously showed he don't want to play there no more, you're gonna bank on Jalen Hurts to do Jalen Hurts things. That's
how it's gonna work is the top 2 will be us and the Cowboys, and the bottom 2 will be the Eagles and the Giants in no particular order. We'll see.
Giants are gonna be better than the Cowboys, and I think that your rookie year Jaden Daniels shit is a fluke. So good luck, have fun.
As far as this is concerned, thank God my quarterback is not a fluke, and it was very clear even this year. But as far as this is concerned,
in the 3 games he played, yeah,
as far as this is concerned, yes, it's a great move for the Giants, of course, to get Harbaugh. It is going to help certainly to implement the culture. Scadaboo is great. You have a great receiving core. I'm not sold on Jackson Dart whatsoever, though, and that's going to be something they're going to have to figure out. You don't have a definitively proven guy like Jaden Daniels or even Dak Prescott or even Jalen Hurts yet. So that's something that the Giants will have to deal with. And I think
one season proves that you're a good quarterback is crazy.
Getting to the NFC Championship game.
One season proves, yeah.
And then the next year, your whole team gets hurt, and you still perform better than you're supposed to. But yeah. So as far as this is concerned, it seems very clear to me that it is a great hire. John Harbaugh is always going to be a great hire. I think they will probably be very serviceable. I think next year probably be decent, 7-8 wins. The year after is probably going to be when they start to really contend. But the main thing is going to be, is Jackson Dart really that guy or not? And we're going to find out in the next couple of years.
The Giants are a 10+ win team next year.
Yeah, the Giants won't even get close to 10 wins. So they probably won't even get 9. I'm thinking 7 or 8. So that's but right. I think you're way too bullish on Jackson Dart.
We'll play the game.
Let's
not
play
the game. No, I'm gonna play. I'll play
the game. No, let's not. Let's not. So, what are we doing, Justin?
Let's see here. Who do they got? Let's see here. They can beat Dallas. They can beat Philly. They can sure as hell beat you guys. They have Arizona, Cleveland, Jacksonville, New Orleans, San Francisco, Tennessee. I'm sorry. Their home games? That is 6 wins right there in my book. Arizona, Cleveland, Jacksonville, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Tennessee. That's 6 wins right there.
That's 4 wins, but sure.
4 is crazy.
They're going to lose to Jacksonville and San Fran.
Well,
yeah, they're going to lose to Jacksonville and San Fran, yes.
Is Trevor Lawrence going to be in a contract year next year? No? Okay. All right. Anyway, we can go to the away games. If CJ Stroud don't figure his shit out, they're beating Houston. Indy's a shit show.
They're going to lose to Indy as well.
What I'm seeing on here is it's 50-50 inside your division. So that's 6 games, 50-50 there. The only teams on their schedules that I think that are going to put belt to ass to them are Detroit, the Rams, and the Seahawks, and they're all away games. So sure.
They're going to have 2 losses plus 3. They're going to have at least 8 out of the games that you counted, and there's probably going to be an upset or 2 in there. So I expect them to go 7-10, 8-9.
10-7 is looking pretty good.
Insane.
So the next hire that I genuinely like, and he actually is coming from my rival team, Robert Saleh to Tennessee. And why this is so intriguing is because it's a DC, yes, and last time we saw Saleh was kind of with the sorry-ass Jets, and now it's the sorry-ass Titans, so it's not the biggest, needle mover, but when I saw him on the Jets, that defense was insane with the young talent that they had, and I think the Titans need another identity kind of guy to where that defense can be molded to to be really, really good because they have some pieces. They can draft some guys. I would have minded an offensive play caller with a Cam Ward so he can develop a little bit more, but I don't think Saleh is like the worst thing. I really like Saleh to bring them up to where, okay, defensively we are good. Cam Ward can at least develop with whoever OC that they bring in and kind of maybe switch after year 3 or year 4. I think he's more of a bridge HC. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Salah's a great hire, honestly. I think that you're right that it is the Jets to the Titans, but I have a little more faith in the Titans. It's like the Titans, they've been to an AFC championship recently. They played in the Super Bowl against Kurt Warner. It's not like the Titans are entirely hopeless. They can be saved, okay? I think they can be saved, and I think that Cam Ward has the ability to do it. I think at the very least, I don't know if he's going to be great. I don't know. But I know he has the talent to be. And I think that it is very important to have a good defense around you. We saw last season that the Titans had a top 5 defense in the league. It's very possible for that defense to be very, very good. And so I think that'll probably happen. If the offense can just get a little better, you build a little bit around Cam Ward in the draft, I really do think this Titans team can be okay. I think they'll be all right. And I think the Saleh hire is a good way, and just, if anything, implementing stability. That's the biggest thing for a young quarterback, is just knowing that you have stability at the head coaching level, and he's not going to leave, he's not going anywhere, so that you can feel comfortable. And I think that is why this is a great hire. It's a culture hire, and I like it.
Yeah,
Justin?
your last 2 intriguing moves are not needle movers for me. Robert Saleh, congratulations. You go from coaching, or you go to a team that was 3-14 this year. Congratulations, you just made them 5-12. I don't care. Like, they're still the bottom of their division. It's not going to matter. That's literally all I got. These last 2 coaching moves really aren't like needle movers to me. Like you said, this is a stability. This is a transitional. This means nothing. Like, this is, and if he doesn't stabilize, the Titans just stay bad, and Cam Ward either gets traded or has a dog shit career. That's just what it comes down to.
Well, the biggest non-needle mover to me, and Justin, I feel like you want to rant about this. Fucking Joe Brady, new HC in Buffalo. How the hell does this make sense?
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. Hey, 2 guys that weren't really good at their fucking jobs to begin with, let's promote them. I don't understand. With, you knew, okay, first off, you knew before the playoffs that they were going to fire this fucker. You knew it. Yeah. You knew that Buffalo was done with the situation. You knew it was, okay, time to clean house. We're getting rid of everybody. It's a new everything. Everybody gone. GM, head coach, defensive coordinator, good, everybody. Bye. See ya. Nope. Josh Allen, if I'm you, take the James Harden route and request a trade. Do it in a funny way. Please, get the fuck out of there. I'm so over watching generational quarterbacks play in generationally bad situations. Josh Allen is still a generational talent, whether we want to overrate or underrate him as much as we like to talk shit about him on here, even though I think all of us actually like the way he plays the game. James Cook, go play in an offense where you're actually valued. Because nobody wants to value you in Buffalo. Nobody in the league wants to value what you did this year. Nobody wants to give a shit what you did. We know what you did. We watched. We saw. We can even stat box watch as much as we hate it. We can see that you were the main contributor.
Yeah, you got
there. Go play in an offense that actually values you. Go to somebody who needs a running back. Trade all your assets for the next 4 years and go get a running back. I beg of you. Just save James Cook. Somebody who needs a quarterback. If you need a quarterback that's going to lead your team who's a strong arm and a really good runner, go get Josh Allen. Both of these 2 need a scene change more than they like. I don't understand. I don't understand. The Bills made all these moves in the last 10 years to become relevant again, and they did. And now it's just fucking frustrating to watch this shit happen. You're watching two generational careers. You're seeing Josh Allen, who came out and did his thing, and you had James Cook come and revitalize his career in Buffalo. you're not going to get utilized. You're not going to get help. They don't draft for help. They don't give you the tools to set you up. Get the fuck out of there. This is the worst ticking time bomb in the NFL. The Bills are going to go to a mediocre franchise in the next 5 years.
No, unfortunately, it's just there are some teams that I feel like are just truly cursed. It was like watching Phillip Rivers on the Chargers or Matt Ryan on the Falcons, and it's like you knew they weren't ever going to win anything because they're on cursed teams, regardless of how good they played, regardless of how generational their talent level was. It literally did not matter because they wouldn't win. Obviously Matt Ryan was the most painful because he absolutely should have won, but again, his team is generationally cursed. And that's just how it feels watching Josh Allen on the Bills. It's like no matter what he does, no matter how good he plays or how bad he plays, it really doesn't matter. Ultimately, they'll end up in the same place. I think if any game proved that, it was when Mahomes gets the field goal within 30 seconds. It just kind of put the whole, like, yeah, you're never going to win anything kind of mark on him. And it sucks. But I agree, Justin. The only way for him to win is for him to leave Buffalo. Because Buffalo is cursed, and he needs to go somewhere that isn't cursed. Even if it's a bad franchise, just somewhere that isn't cursed is like the first step. And
that's
then
why,
maybe
dude, him and Joe Burrow need new homes in the worst way, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and I feel for Joe Burrow because sadly, very, very sadly, I think he's going to go the Andrew Luck route, and that's
they've just both gotten to a point where I think they're just too valuable to move, and there's not enough assets to get either one of them. Unless you're willing to blow up your team to get one of them, there's not enough value to get either one of them out of there. I feel like you said, it's Joe Burrow's in an Andrew Luck situation where he can't get out of it. I'd almost put Josh Allen in that situation because at least Andrew Luck got to a big situation game and lost. I mean, Joe Burrow did it once on a fluke with a really bad team, just a Jamar Chase. I just, it's frustrating. The state of the NFL is the state of the NFL we all live in. This is why nobody gets excited for the NFL ramping up to the season until preseason starts. This is why off-season talks for the NFL suck so bad, because nobody does anything to shake the system.
And to be fair to me and Justin, real quick, Jules, just to be fair, I will say, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know about Justin, I might be taking back my statement about the NFC East if there are like trade deadline things that happen, because there's some things you can't predict. Like we never know if like a huge trade or free agency piece happens where somebody.
Yeah, I don't need to change my take on it.
I probably will if something happens. It's possible.
The last few coaching hires, just officially, so we can go over them. Mike LaFleur to the Cardinals. That's an interesting one. I like that. Todd McConkin to the Browns. I think that's I disagree heavily. Todd McConkin is, to me, has never been a really good coordinator when he was on the Ravens, and the fact that he's now being put on the Browns, like he's just not gonna do anything for them.
It's the biggest Browns move ever. Hire a useful coordinator or useless coordinator to go coach your football team. Because why not? Because you're the Browns. Full send.
Yeah, that's
they had guys declining job interviews with them. That's the funny thing to me.
That's that, and is the last one that is the biggest question mark to me, because he's never been an HC before, is Jeff Hafley. From Miami. He was the DC on the Packers this past year, and ultimately, obviously was really good with the Packers. I think the biggest thing for me, though, is more their OC hire. They got Bobby Sowick, and for people who don't know, he was the OC for the Texans a couple years back, right before they got Stroud, and went the later years of Watson. And that was kind of in and out. So I see where Miami's kind of going, but with the influx of the locker room, we kind of just don't know. That's just not a stable enough like name to where you're going to a situation as a first-time HC and taking it over. That just might be in huge question. I don't know how you guys feel, but I just don't know how you get a first-time HC after what Mike McDaniel left and just kind of say, here you go. Like, I just feel like he's going to crumble, and it kind of sucks.
I got this one for sure. I got this one for sure. This is a situation in Miami where it doesn't fucking matter. You could have anyone from Tony Dungy to Jason Garrett coach this team. It doesn't matter until you answer your quarterback problem, because they're not going anywhere until they figure that out. Like I said, you could put any one of us, we could be the head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Guess what? The only thing that we three agree on is we don't have a quarterback, and hand the ball to A-Chain and pray to God he runs for 400
I was gonna
yards.
say the thing is when you say like they have to figure out the quarterback problem, there's nothing to figure out. The quarterback's got to go. Just get him out. Like he's gone. He's gone. See you later, Tua. Thanks for nothing. That should be like basically the message. Like he needs to go. Once he goes, then you could, because the thing is, Jules, we talked about this the other day on TikTok Live. 27, crazy loaded quarterback draft class. It is a great time to dump your quarterback and get your draft pick for next year so that you can go in 27 and go get you a future quarterback.
Julian saying you are the future quarterback of the Miami Dolphins.
Don't put that on Julian saying. Don't put that evil on him.
Quinn Ewers we trust.
Yeah, true.
Right. Mac Jones, you are the future of Miami.
Lenoris Sellers, you are the Miami Dolphins quarterback.
Mac Jones and Malik Willis, there's teams for you to go play as bad as you want to play on and try to make a name for yourself.
Yeah, that's my thing. I like Jeff. I like what he did with Green Bay. It's just kind of like you're giving him a shitty situation, and I'm gonna feel really bad if he gets fired after 1 year when he wasn't really given a shot. But with that was all the coaching hires. To make this short and sweet, do we want to abolish the Pro Bowl at this point?
Yeah.
I want creative control.
That too.
Creative control. That's fair.
I want creative control.
Justin, I think it's just all-time bad when you're asking Justin Fields, my GOAT, to say come to the Pro Bowl, and he says, no, I'm good.
I want creative control of the Pro Bowl. I want it. Because guess what I'm going to do? I'm sending us back to the 2000s and late 90s. The Pro Bowl is now the week after the Super Bowl. Your top players are playing, no matter if they're in the Super Bowl or not. If that is not the way we go back to, it's unnecessary. I want the normal QB competition back with fucking spray-painted footballs with them hitting crazy targets out there in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I want them to do the combine with the top players in the NFL at those positions. I want the old Pro Bowl back. I want when the Pro Bowl was exciting. Take me back 26 years, back to 2000. I mean, I'm older than you guys. There was a game that came out in 2002 called Quarterback Club where you could play the quarterback drills that they did at the Pro Bowl at that time. That was electric. Go back and make the Pro Bowl marketable again by making it the week after. They need to go back to fucking Hawaii. That's a good start. Spend the money, go back to Hawaii, do it. I can't with it anymore. If you're not going to do it, and this goes for all sports, if you're not going to do something to make a change to make your fucking All-Star Weekend, Pro Bowl, whatever the fuck you have exciting for the fans, and you don't realize that it used to be exciting and you have the fucking blueprint in front of you to do it, then fuck off and stop doing it.
Well, I was going to say as far as this is concerned, so first thing, you know that it's bad when the team with the most quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl this year was the Cleveland Browns. Congratulations. 2 quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl in Cleveland.
Super team.
Congratulations. I mean, that's unreal. It really is a super team when you have two of their quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl. It just shows how bad this has fallen. I agree with Justin entirely. You need to redo it. I would advocate bringing back races. I don't know if you guys remember, but when like Darryl Green wins that race and it's like an electric, but everybody Tyreek Hill's always like, I'm the fastest guy in the NFL, and you have guys that come and challenge him. Let's find out.
Let him prove it.
In a race, line them up. Let's see what happens. I think you could do some. I think what you also need to do is you need to make it so that there's money on the line for winning these things.
Absolutely not.
I disagree. I think you should give a reason for the players to care.
Nope, they're already paid enough. Go out and fucking do your goddamn job. Make it mandatory media.
See,
I'm over it.
That's fine to make it mandatory, but the players will never give their full effort unless there's money on the line. I say put money on the line and make it mandatory. That would be my thing.
Well, again, no more money in players' pockets. If they want to play for charity. I'm over it. They make enough fucking money. I'm done with no more. No more.
Charity's fine, but
they can play for charity. Each division can have a charity played for.
Yeah, charity's fine. I just want some sort of money on the line to make them care. I want races back. I want fun mini games back, like you said, like throwing targets and stuff. I want the Pro Bowl to be a bragging rights thing. I want.
I also want the NFL to be violent again, and that's not going to happen. Can you imagine if we had an Oklahoma drill with the top running back, top linebacker, and top lineman?
Drill would be awesome.
Let me get a 3-on-3 tournament in the Oklahoma drill, and you do it by divisional. So it's NFC East, best running back, best lineman, best linebacker versus. Let me have that, and if you have it at the end of the day, where the NFC North wins it somehow, their running back and offensive linemen are the best, but their defense also wins it. Their best defensive linemen, and then go bragging rights there. Like let me see it.
I agree. I think you can make so many great things with this. And for people that have a problem with the Oklahoma drill, please do not tell me they don't do it in practices behind closed doors, because I can almost guarantee you they do. I get there are regulations and stuff. Players love the Oklahoma drill. The players do. They want to be able to hit their team.
You know something nasty and niche that I thought of that would be just so much fun to watch? So think about like a 5-yard jump ball contest in the corner of an end zone.
That would be fun.
Now make it slam ball rules.
Yeah.
The receiver and DB get to each hit a trampoline to go up and get it.
I don't hate that. And that would be good corner receiver bragging rights. I just think there's so many awesome ideas you could do. You know what this is? This is literally just a mirror to the All-Star Game conversation. Like, not to put it to basketball, but it's
That's what I said. It's all I'm still convinced the only sport that's gotten it right is the NHL. The Four Nations tournament in the middle of the year, where it's the U.S., Canada, Sweden, and whoever else the fourth. I think it was Russia.
Dude, I don't even watch hockey, and I was invested in the Four Nations. Like, I don't even watch hockey, but when I heard that the U.S. hockey was playing in the Four Nations, I was like, "Yeah, bro, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for it."
Bro, the Olympics start. No, I'm so excited.
I was gonna say,
it's such an electric time. This is the most electric year for sports we're gonna see. We have a World Cup. We have the Olympics. We have we have the World Baseball Classic. I'm so fucking ready for I'm so ready for this year. 2026 is going to be the best sports year in a long time.
I agree. And just to finish this conversation so we can get to our games, this is like this Pro Bowl just needs to be radically reformed. It's terrible right now. It's awful.
Literally. So Retro, you want to start us off with your games?
Yeah, I can do that. I can definitely do that. So I made both of my games Super Bowl themed. Jules, I think you did the same, because obviously we are in Super Bowl week. So the first game that I have here is best Patriots and Seahawks players ever. So this is going to be a mix of all-time Patriots and Seahawks players. You have to keep 3 and cut 5. Okay. So, first player up is Vince Wilfork.
Cut.
Okay. Second player is Sean Alexander.
Justin, we're not cutting him.
But he's got him at number 2.
Yeah, because he's going to argue other people. Sean Alexander is the best running back in Hawks history.
You know how I feel. He is the best running back in your franchise's history, bar none. You know that is a wholehearted thing I believe. But he has him at number 2, and I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if there's a Seahawk.
It's a combination. I
don't know if there's a Seahawk that measures up to the Patriots greats if they're on this list. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't think any Seahawks legend measures up to the top 3 Patriots of all time.
The only person I'm taking is Brady. Pat's all-timers? There's a whole bunch of 1 or 2 seasons. What, Gronk, you want to say?
Best tight end ever.
What are we doing with Sean Alexander, gentlemen?
You got to think, Jules. You got to think. Even though Gronk was a 2-season guy like that, like he's literally known for being the greatest tight end in football. Like that's almost a universal stance now.
You're both in agreement on cut?
Unfortunately, this is a tough cut.
Marshawn Lynch.
With respect. Definitely cutting because we didn't keep Sean Alexander.
Yeah, cut.
Okay. Ty Law.
See, this is where we get into it, bro. He's like a top 5 corner all time. I mean, I'm really, really okay with keeping Ty Law. Because here's the thing. If he goes and stays in the secondary with it, I think Ty Law is better than Darrelle Revis. Like, it's just, that's a given. Revis Island was a peak. Ty Law did that for a career. Like, that's just kind of like, I'm very okay with, this is the fourth name?
This
we
is
would
the.
have to keep.
I'm very okay with keeping this as our first keep.
All right, you both want to keep
Nasty.
Steve Largent.
I want this to be known. I want this to be asked. This is only in tenureship, correct? Not for career.
Yes. This is 10.
Yes. We're keeping Steve Largent. There's no way you're going to convince me otherwise.
Justin, what do you want to do?
I'm taking him over Randy. I'm taking him over Gronk.
It's not over Gronk. Randy, I'll give you, even though Randy put up his best season of his career, but it's not. It's tenure, so
it's a peak. Exactly.
He's better. Yes, he's better than Randy for career wise for that. If you play it that way, but again, like, let's see here, Gronk, Brady.
See, this is what I don't like now. I'm seeing retro shit-eating grin. I'm much more like this is why I like when Justin does.
Not worried by his shit-eating grin. Because here's the thing. He will stack it, and then he'll probably throw, like, Teddy Bruschi as the last guy on the list, which would laugh. So, this is name number 5?
This is name number 5.
That's
5.
Okay.
We have 3 names to hear. And if I have to guess, just knowing retro, like, you're going to hear... It's going to be 1 more Seattle and 2 more Patriots. Just because he's going to be like, oh, well, Seattle's already been marketed. He was going to try and put Sean Alexander, and then he's going to say, oh, that's why he put Lynch behind him. Like, I know how Retro's brain works. Unfortunately, whether he thinks he's diabolical or not, I know how his brain works. I'll grant you the keep on it, but, like, until I hear TB12, every other name doesn't matter on this list.
Okay,
so you want to keep? Right. So the next name is Bobby Wagner.
See, Jules? That's automatically better right there. That's the issue.
Okay, the next name, I assume you're both cutting Bobby Wagner?
Unfortunately.
Rob Gronkowski.
Have to cut.
You sure? Okay, you both agree on cut? The last name is Tom Brady.
Yep.
Well played.
The only one I wanted was Bobby Wagner over Largent. That makes the list. Like I said, you wanted to keep Largent. I would have taken Bobby Wagner, sacrificed Gronk because Bobby Wagner is him. So I would have taken that instead.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have.
That's the only one. We're in full agreement on the other 2.
That's fine. I probably would have done Gronk over T-Law, but otherwise, that's pretty good.
No, Ty Law is fucking nasty.
Ty
Law is actually the best defensive player on that list, and you can't tell me differently.
So the second one is Super Bowl MVP performances. So this is across all Super Bowl MVPs, which ones were the best. So to start out, we're going to do Troy Aikman against the Bills in Super Bowl 27.
That's the one that I'm sure like Emmett had a decent game. Like Troy Aikman, Super Bowl MVP.
He might have.
You said 27?
Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl 27, yes.
Yeah.
If you guys want the stats, I do have them.
Yeah. Please.
Okay, so the stats from that game, Troy Aikman, this is the Bills' 3rd consecutive appearance, and Troy Aikman throws for 273 yards, 4 touchdowns, and goes 22 of 30.
Man.
And I believe the final score of this game was 52-17, if I remember.
It was.
Right. Yeah. No. So I'm comfortable in cutting. I don't feel like that's all time. I don't know how Justin feels.
I'm just looking at stats to see what happened real quick. Emmett was 22 carries for 108 and a touchdown with a long of 38. I mean, it's a great game by a quarterback, don't get me wrong, but I'm cutting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. The next game, no context is necessary. Nick Foles. I figured I should probably include it,
Here's my thing, Jules, is I guarantee there's 3 better MVP performances on here, but due to generational circumstance of the way that Nick Foles did it, I just almost want to keep it out of respect for Big Dick Nick. So,
well, respect him all you want. I'm right there with you. Shout out Nick Foles.
So do you guys want to keep him or cut him?
We're keeping.
I want to keep.
Okay, you're going to keep Nick Foles. Okay. The next one is John Riggins versus the Dolphins, Super Bowl 17.
Cut, he's a Redskin.
Cut,
he's a Redskin.
Just going to put this out there, he had 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is the only player in Super Bowl history to have more rushing yards than the entire opposing team had yards total. So, shout out John Riggins.
I'm glad for your Palvady franchise. Cut. Moving on.
I appreciate it. Okay. Next performance, Steve Young versus the Chargers, Super Bowl 29.
I would argue it's not even the best 49ers quarterback Super Bowl performance of all
just
time.
To give context, he goes 24 of 36 for 325 yards, and he records 6 touchdowns, which is a record.
Yeah.
Never
Super Bowl record.
Right. It's a touchdown record. Great. It's like, that's the reason Matthew Stafford's in the MVP conversation, is throwing
He
a lot
also
of
had 49 rushing yards, which made him the lead rusher for the game. So he's the
Jules,
first
I'm
player.
okay with it, but I still don't even think this is the most generational Super Bowl performance by a 49ers quarterback.
You're right. Colin Kaepernick clears. We're cut.
Yeah. At least you agree.
We're cutting. Okay. The fifth one, Doug Williams versus the Broncos, Super Bowl 22.
Yeah.
Another Redskin. That move.
For all watching, 340 yards passing, and he had 4 touchdowns, which set the
But he plays for a poverty franchise.
In 1/2. So, you just had to make sure
Retro, you're going to get so pissed at my list. Go ahead.
Number 6, Kurt Warner versus the Titans, Super Bowl 34.
This is the greatest show on turf, right?
414 passing yards, 24-45. Yes, the greatest show on turf.
I have the plaque in my closet. I have to. Kurt Warner's him.
Yeah, we're keeping.
Big Kurt Warner guy.
You want to keep? So you have 1 keep left for 2 names.
Yep.
Okay.
The next one, Tom Brady versus the Legion of Boom Seahawks, Super Bowl 49.
Trash.
I mean, bailed out by Malcolm Butler. Should have lost the game.
328 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Legion of Boom, though.
Right. Generational against a top 3 defense all time, sure. But, I don't know, Jules, here's the thing. If I'm retro, and I'm retro because I'm retro, I put Eli Manning's MVP at the end. That's the only thing I can really think of that he would throw at the end for funsies. And if he didn't put Eli on this list, then he actually is fake about all his Eli arguments. So that would be just absolutely
Give me a break.
You don't get a break. We get to shit on your Redskin Commanders, and we get to fucking talk about how you're a fake Eli Glazer.
Well, I got to mention them, so that's all I needed.
Like I said, Jules, it's hard because I was gonna say the only reason I want to say TB12, even though it's a decent game, and I'm using that in the light terms because it's a good game, but it's like the fact that you didn't deserve the MVP because you didn't win the game. Like, even though Malcolm Butler did fucking nothing for the game, he deserves the MVP because he literally took the ball out of the receiver's hands.
So you guys want to cut Tom Brady?
No, we want to keep Tom
Brady.
So you have no more keeps, which means that you cut Troy Aikman, you kept Nick Foles, you cut John Riggins, you cut Steve Young, you cut Doug Williams, you kept Kurt Warner, and you kept Tom Brady. And the last person that you cut was Jerry Rice versus the Bengals, Super Bowl 23, 11 catches for 215 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I moved. We took Nick Foles on an emotional pick, and we can both agree that was an emotional pick for that because we fuck with Nick Foles. That would have been the only change to our list. So we're good.
Yeah,
I'm with
fair enough.
So is it my turn? It's my turn.
It is your turn.
Okay.
Retro, you see how easy this can be when you just get on the same page with somebody?
Yeah,
It's
weird.
not. It's no. It's, well, Jules and I have been in flow state before. It's
No.
We
rare.
have been. We have been.
We have.
You guys have done maybe 2 out of all the podcasts we've done where you've been in flow state.
We got to get in flow state here.
So, the first one that again, the Super Bowl theme, and it's not particularly, this is how I'll frame it. It's the best teams not to win the Super Bowl. And just to contextualize, it's not necessarily, not all the teams are on here made the Super Bowl and lost. They were like statistically one of the best offenses and defenses, and they lost, either the first or second round, and they were like overwhelmingly the favorite or whatever.
Like, to contextualize for people that don't understand what Jules said, he's talking about how like Baltimore was a couple years ago.
Right, exactly.
Or the Chargers.
So again, you can make a Super Bowl, but you don't have to, if that makes sense. And
for the
to be honest with you,
fans that watch us, this is the Sacramento Kings argument all over again.
Yeah,
and this is not to make the Super Bowl.
And I did everything past 2000, so Justin would actually like what I have to say because he knows I like to go free.
What do you mean? I just handled retro's late 80s, early 90s like a fucking cupcake.
No, for sure. I'm just saying everything is basically from 2000s up, so everybody's been able to watch these teams. So,
and for the I just want to say Doug Williams' performance is considered top 5 by everybody, so the fact you guys cut him is
well, you're gonna love whatever. So, best teams not to win the Super Bowl. The first one, the 2021 Cincinnati Bengals.
Team wasn't great. It was just Joe and Jamar.
That's kind of how I feel. One thing I think that we need to do is save a spot for the Chargers team.
It was Joe, Jamar, and whoever the safety that Corvetted on fucking Juju. That's who their team was.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Like I said, the only thing I want to do is save a spot for that Chargers team.
Also, fuck Vontaze perfect, so it's the easiest cut in the world for me.
I'm fine with that, but that number 1 offense, number 1 defense team, we gotta have a spot for them because that team is disgusting. The Chargers team. But yeah, we cut.
Is it cut?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, the next team. Funny enough, the next team up, the 06 Chargers.
Yeah, that's a key. Number 1 offense, number 1 defense. Their special teams. That year was just weird.
Yep.
Keeping them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next team up, the 2011 Packers.
I'm trying to remember this team.
That's like...
Oh, was that the Seahawks year?
That's the 15-1 number 1 offense. They lost to the Giants in the first round.
Right.
Is this Greg Jennings or Jordy Nelson?
I have the roster. I can tell you. I believe this is Greg. I will give you the definitive
Well, if it's
answer.
Greg, I'm cutting because he's actually just one of the most overrated receivers in history and overrated Packers receivers in history.
Do you have a vendetta against Greg Jennings?
I understand
that people wanted to put him in conversations he didn't even remotely belong in.
So Jordy did play, but he was hurt half the year, and looks like Greg was there, but he played 13 games, so it's a combination.
Because this is what Jermichael Finley, Tom Crabtree as the 2 tight ends. This is when they used to run the Crabtree shuffle, where they'd fucking do the tight end handoff through the middle. Well,
I'll say as far as this is concerned too, their lead receivers were Donald Driver and Greg Jennings. That's a heck of a receiver duo.
Yeah, and the thing that's, like I said, this team was good because this is like AJ Hawk and Clay Matthews in the prime. So like their defensive pass rush was nasty. BJ Raji was shaking his ass on the field for funsies. I'm still okay with cutting it because fuck Green Bay. It's literally just how I feel. And Evan Schultz, if you're watching this, still fuck Green Bay. And anytime the Bears beat the Packers, even if it's a playoff generational choke, I will call you within 30 seconds of the final whistle.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. They beat us that year, so that's fine. Yeah,
I'm cutting Green Bay.
So next team, the 02 Eagles, building with Donovan McNabb and that defense.
Yep, that's McNabb in them.
That's Terrell Owens in them.
No,
Yeah,
Terrell
Terrell.
got there in 04. No, T.O. was there in
you're
04. This is pre-T.O.
Who's their running back at this time? Is this
I'm
Westbrook?
pretty sure
Yeah,
this is
it
Westbrook.
was or Brian Westbrook. Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough.
Interesting.
Here's the thing. Like you said, it was Donovan and them, but this was a team severely, in my opinion, carried by their defense at the time. Like,
Yep.
I'm also very okay with cutting. This one
Okay,
is
wait.
the
Actually, this is in 2002. Brian Westbrook only had 100 yards. He was 23. The lead rusher was Deuce Staley, who had 1,000 yards.
That's fair. For
I
me,
think that's probably a cut based off Deuce Staley alone.
to me, this is a hard cut, is what it is.
Yeah, listen. No disrespect to Deuce Staley, but yeah, it's a cut.
This is a hard cut for me.
Okay, hard cut. Next
As
team up is
Pick a side would say, with respect.
Yeah,
with respect. This next team up, funny enough, I had to do some research on them. One of the best defenses during that time, the 06 Ravens.
Ooh. Yeah,
13-3, lost in the divisional.
Yeah, they had T.
One of the best defenses of this time, more like one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah,
Murderers Row, as some would nickname them.
And this was a weird year because Air McNair was their quarterback.
That's just gross.
But they had Jamal Lewis as their lead rusher because Jamal Lewis was him. They had Todd Heap.
We got 4 names to hear still?
Yeah, but the thing is,
you have 3 names to hear.
3
honestly,
to hear?
I'm okay keeping this. Like, everything here is really good. Their defense is obviously insane. Their offense is pretty good.
Also, I don't know if Jules doubled up on teams, but I think the Green Bay team that lost to Tom Brady in Tampa was better than the Green Bay team that lost back then as well. So
yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm fine keeping this Ravens team. Everything down to their special teams. Their kicker was the second best kicker in the league this year. Everything down to at the minute details. I feel like this.
I'm just trying to think of other teams that just stick out. Like I said, here's the thing: the other Baltimore team is better for me than this Baltimore team. As a team in general. So if Jules didn't double up teams, I understand. But if he did,
Justin, I did not double up teams.
You did not double up teams? Then let's see here. I'm just trying to think where we would be.
I'm trying to remember who was on their defense, too, because I want to remember how good.
I don't know. I feel like you got to think there's got to be a Niners team in here that's probably just as good, if not better.
No, I'll be honest with you. I'm sold. Looking at this defense, you have Haloti Ngata, you have T. Sizzle, Adalius Thomas, who's an All-Pro, Ray Lewis, Bart Scott, Chris McAllister, Ed Reed. I didn't say that this defense. I told you this defense is a top defense all time. But I think the offense is also really good. Because the offense has a lot of play. Air McNair throws for 3,000 yards this year. Jamal Lewis rushes for 1,100.
Well, that's because he still has Steve Smith, right?
What'd you say? No, there's no Steve Smith here. It's Mark Clayton and Derek Mason. But Derek Mason's a good receiver too, and Mark Clayton has 939 yards. I feel this is
and at this time is when they have probably the most elite offensive line in NFL.
I was going to say, led by Jonathan Ogden.
Their offensive line was just as good as the fucking Showtime Cowboys team at this time. So
I really, for me, I think this is a key.
Damn,
is it a key? Justin?
Yeah, that's fine.
Keeping?
I think there's still probably two, maybe all 3 better. So.
And to be fair to the Ravens, they lost 15-6 in a really weird game in the divisional, and they lose to the Colts. This is Tony Dungy's Peyton Manning Colts. So
yeah,
next team up. Speaking about them a lot, 2015 Seattle.
I don't like you so much right now.
That's actually
made this tough.
I told you. I tried to argue against it. I really did.
I still think that Ravens team's nasty. To be fair, that Ravens
defense is on par. Offense is better. Don't care.
No, but the Seattle team goes 10-6. They weren't able to put it together like the Ravens team was.
I mean, we could say it. We can say that, but it's
God, Russell Wilson, what a nasty year this year. Holy cow. 4,000 yards passing and 550 yards rushing.
Yeah, but you wanted to keep. But I tried to talk you out of Baltimore as much.
But
We got
your
two
running
more
back
names as well.
The running back is Thomas Rawls, which doesn't really move me much.
I could
Doug
give a
Baldwin,
shit. I give a shit. We're cutting. I'm holding.
How did Tyler Lockett be a first-team All-Pro this year?
This is exactly why I didn't want to keep the Ravens. I would much rather have this Seattle team than that Ravens team.
I kind of disagree. Like I said, they weren't able to put it all together. More than that, the fact that like the receiving core isn't that strong. Tyler Lockett is a first-team All-Pro despite only having 660 yards, which kind of tells me something was off.
I think they got him for special teams.
Okay, well then that would make sense. But outside of that, you only have.
Is this the Jimmy Graham year in Seattle?
Yes, but he has 600 yards. It's a good tight end season, but nothing special. And Doug Baldwin has just over 1,000, and then your other guys is like Jermaine Kearse was 600, Lockett was 600. I feel like you could. I feel like as far as this is concerned, the teams are definitely comparable, but the Ravens put it together more than the Seahawks did.
By record, by boxscore watching, sure, yeah.
I don't think it's by box score.
We're cutting, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
Can you name
okay
answer?
with it. Yeah, I'm okay with cutting. I think it's close though.
We're cutting, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a with respect cut.
Next one, again, two more names. Second to last name, 2017 Atlanta Falcons. This is the 28-3 Falcons.
Okay. Interesting. 2017. So this team lost in the divisional round to the Eagles.
No, the 28-3 Atlanta team.
No, he's saying
2018.
No, this is the choke team.
This is the choke team.
Trying to think what we have left here. Just this is what this is Gurley, Julio, Roddy White, Matt Ryan, really good defense.
I don't think Roddy White was there. I think it was Calvin Ridley.
That makes my case even more to want to cut this. So,
let me take another look at the roster first. From what I remember, this is like not a Matt Ryan carry job because that kind of sounds disrespectful, but like it's like a Matt Ryan Julio Jones carry job. Yeah, so their number 2 leading receiver is Mohamed Sanu with 600 yards. Realistically, it's like Julio's doing all of the receiving. Matt Ryan is doing Matt Ryan things. Devontae Freeman was great this year, though. He has 1,400 yards combined, which is impressive. But the defense is not all that, to be honest with you. Like, True Font is pretty good. Yeah, Robert Alford's pretty good. Like, their corners are fine. Linebackers are kind of eh. You've got Vic Beasley, but he's more of like an edge rusher. Grady Garrett and Vic Beasley were like a really good edge rush combo, but I think I would make the argument your linebackers aren't ideal. Your safeties are like okay. I mean, you even have a rookie safety in Keanu.
I've already cut this, so
yeah, I'm fine with cutting this.
Okay. So we cut, just to go over it again, we cut the Bengals, we cut the Packers, we cut the Birds, we cut Seattle and Atlanta to keep the Chargers, the Ravens, and the 2007 New England Patriots.
Real good.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Undefeated team.
Yeah,
so,
we'll definitely take it.
The second list that I made for you guys, worst QBs to win the Super Bowl, because collectively this year, I think for all-time talks, Drake May can trend upwards if he does win, but Sam Darnold, if he wins a Super Bowl, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So I made this list kind of for projection purposes. The first QB, what it seems like a lot of people say, worst QB to win the Super Bowl, first name, Jim Plunkett.
Nah, that's a cut. Jim Plunkett was fine. He was solid. He won 2 Super Bowls. He is solid. He's decent. There's a lot worse.
Okay. Cut Jim Plunkett. Next name up, Jim McMahon.
It's not bad. There's definitely worse than Jim McMahon, but it's not
Cut.
bad. Yeah, I would cut.
You cut him? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Next-
hard cut, but I would.
Next name up, Brad Johnson.
Yes.
Keep.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not out of any disrespect, but because of the circumstance, Nick Foles.
Cut.
That's actually no, I don't know about that. He's
Cut.
literally a backup. He's a backup quarterback. Like he had like a miracle run. Is the question the worst QBs to win because of their performance in the Super Bowl, or is the question?
No.
Okay, so is the question the worst QBs to win in terms of all-time status?
Basically, yeah. That's what I was.
Yeah, he's a backup, Justin. This guy has like no all-time status.
You're right, because he exceeded the expectation and delivered when he needed to. It's not you're ranking a backup when he showed up to do the starting job. Doesn't matter. He
Yeah,
showed
but it's
up and did his
all-time
job.
status though.
Yeah,
He's a
okay.
backup. He's probably not even higher all-time than Trent Dilfer, because at least Trent Dilfer was a starter for multiple years. I don't know. I feel like it's.
I'm not going to put him as the worst to win a Super Bowl because he was a backup that did his job in circumstance. Therefore, he's a backup. He's not the worst. He did his job as a backup. That doesn't make him the worst. That makes him actually really good at his fucking job. He's a backup.
Well, you've acquiesced to me, so I'll acquiesce as well. We'll cut him.
Cut him.
Yeah,
when
it's
he
fine.
played,
name up.
when he played as a backup, he showed up and did his job. So yes, career-wise, whatever, as a starter, whatever, it doesn't matter.
What do we got?
Name up, Doug Williams.
Again, I guess if we just didn't cut Nick Foles, then we can't cut Doug Williams, or we have to cut Doug Williams because he did the same thing. He showed up when he had to, and he had one of the greatest performances of all time.
Because think about it, it's not a worst by talent level. It's a worst by career level. Nick Foles doesn't have terrible career numbers, and he won a Super Bowl. Like that's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at
I
here.
mean, that's what we got to do. So yeah, we'll cut Doug Williams.
Three names left. Next name up, Jeff Holster.
Have I even heard of this guy before?
I was gonna say I'm not familiar with your work.
Jeff Holster on the Raiders when they won, not in 02, but I believe it
you
was
just told me an
last time.
irrelevant quarterback on an irrelevant franchise. That helps a lot.
Oh, Hostetler. Yeah,
Hostetler, I mean.
I think I've heard of him. What did he do in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, yeah. Who?
That's kind of the way I've heard of the name Hostetler. What did he do in the Super Bowl? He had.
Oh, we're keeping.
I mean, 220 yards and a touchdown. It's not bad.
When you Google his name, it says ranking number 1 worst Super Bowl winning. We're keeping. Great. You Google his name, and that's what it says. We're keeping.
Okay. He did have a decent performance in the Super Bowl, though. So
According to what it said, he's literally Googled his name. It says his name, his little bio that Wikipedia shows, and below it, the first thing it says is top ranking worst Super Bowl winning quarterback of all time.
So I'm fine with that, but then what that means is that we have to save a spot for Trent Dilfer.
I don't know. Are there Redskins quarterbacks on here?
Shut up.
Shut up is crazy. Next person up, Rich Gannon.
Oh, well, actually, no. You know what? I won't deal in Rich Gannon disrespect. That guy had like an MVP season. No, it's not as bad as Dilfer.
I mean, he does have an MVP quality season, but body of work is dog shit.
It's better than Dilfer's body of work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not hard.
Yeah, well, that's why I say we have to kind of just save a spot.
We're cutting.
Dilfer. Yeah, we gotta cut.
So we're cutting. So okay,
Yeah.
you guys. Hey, we cut Jim Plunkett. We cut Jim.
It's gonna be Jim Hurts.
Jim McMahon. We've cut
So
Nick
in for it to be
Foles.
really nice.
We've cut these guys. And funny enough, just to push
I'm
agendas,
so-
I have I 500 IQ'd it. I did not put Trent Dilfer here. Thank you for keeping two-time Super Bowl MVP Eli Manning.
I'm in. I'm all in.
That's actually even worse.
I'm all in.
See, Trent Dilfer. See, this is how you push agendas. This is how you have to think outside the box.
Unreal.
I'm all
You
in.
have to think outside the box. Eli Manning, worst QB ever.
That's an absolute masterclass.
Unreal. I thought for sure it was going to be either Trent Dilfer or Jalen Hurts. I thought for sure.
Jalen Hurts. Here's the thing: Jalen Hurts, Eli Manning, same but different. So it don't matter. We good with that.
Well, so you're saying Jalen Hurts is a Hall of Famer? I mean, I disagree.
It's
a little bit upfront of you, but
he's like great. He's like great value, Eli. He shouldn't be a Hall of Famer, but he will be.
Well, I don't mind that he's great value. I don't think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer until he gets a second ring.
Right, because there's so many guys that one ring that are in the Hall of Fame.
Well, no. My point is there has never been a quarterback that has won 2 rings that isn't a Hall of Famer. So it would only be correct.
Only Eli Manning. Anyways, what's our history fact of the day, Justin?
Well, we're in a rough time for history facts of the day. So what came up for sports history facts of the day, I'm just going to read you the result of a couple Super Bowls that happened on this day in history. Funny enough, the first one up, 2008, New York Giants beat the New England Patriots 17-14. MVP, Eli Manning.
Shout out to Eli, bro.
No thanks.
Big shout out to
Eli. 2013, the Ravens beat the 49ers. MVP, Joe Flacco. 2019, Patriots beat Rams. MVP, Julian Edelman.
That game was god-awful. That game was terrible.
That game was terrible.
That was literally one of the... I think it might have been the maddest I've ever gotten in a game because of how bad it was. Do you guys remember going into that game where everybody said it's going to be one of the best offensive duels of all time, 2 of the greatest offenses to ever take the field? Oh, my God.
That's fine.
Everybody was saying that.
And I'll say... And obviously, I saved the best for last. 0-2, the New England Patriots defeat the St. Louis Rams 20-17. MVP, the best for last, Tom Brady.
To start off his career. Yeah.
Yeah, his defense is carrying him in the playoffs and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, push whatever narrative you want. Greatest quarterback of all time.
I'm moved by Jake Delhomme's Super Bowl performance.
You can argue LeBron and MJ all day. You can argue LeBron and MJ all day about which one's the GOAT. You can throw your miscellaneous ones in there. Tom Brady's the GOAT, and there's no change in that. There is no argument. He is
the GOAT quarterback. However, is he the greatest football player to ever play? That is a question you can argue.
You're
Probably
right.
not.
It's the guy who I'm wearing, Jamal Adams. You're right.
Well, there are 3 answers. There's Tom Brady, Gary Rice, and Lawrence Taylor. Those are the 3 names.
Can I argue a fourth?
Nick Emenwari, thank you.
Nick Emenwari.
Can I argue a fourth?
Ray Lewis.
No, Aaron Donald.
No, because he's not even the best DT. He's not even the best DT of all time because it's Alan Page. So even if you put Aaron Donald in that, he's not quite in that conversation yet. Once he comes back and he plays like 3 more years post-retirement and then wins another Super Bowl with the Rams, then maybe.
And that's cool that you tried to say the guy on your jersey when he couldn't even be better than Troy Polamalu, so it's okay. Wasn't Jamal
top 10 safety of all time?
Jamal Adams was better. Jamal Adams was better as an Oakland Raider.
He was a better Tennessee Titan this year, mind you.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams on the Titans this year?
Yes.
I didn't even know.
Yes, he was.
Well, if that doesn't just further move your unction of retro not knowing ball, I don't know what does.
I'm sorry, It's Jamal Adams, brother. I haven't been caught up with him in years. You let me know when he becomes good at football again, and maybe I'll be concerned.
You let me know when anyone on your team is good at football.
Jaden Daniels,
Literally.
Terry McLaurin, Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Mikey Sane. Do you want me to just continue?
How'd they do this year?
Yeah, all for that for 5 wins, bro. That's
They were all
diabolical.
What have
They
you
were all
done for
hurt.
me?
Pope.
What have you done for me
Pope.
recently except eat cap
I
space?
can't wait for next year. By the way, next year is going to be beautiful. It's
See,
gonna be
we're
glorious.
Justin, we're moving him so much that the retro is starting to get emotional. That's so funny.
Here's
so
my
awesome.
thing. At the end of the day, the best part of it is it doesn't matter how healthy they are; they play in a graveyard.
We went to the
Yeah,
we went to the
that's a
NFC
fact.
Championship. By the way,
Yeah, what you did in
Did
the
you guys
past.
make the Super Bowl though?
Hey, what
we
you
ran
did in
to
the past
Avengers
doesn't
Eagles.
matter.
What were we supposed to do?
Cool. And guess what? We ran into the Super Bowl favorites and beat them belt to ass. So no
Who?
excuses.
Not as good as the Avengers Eagles, by the way.
Not as good as the Avengers Eagles. So that same. All right, no, you're not rage betting me. Anyways, that was We Don't Know
Not rage-
Ball. That was We Don't Know Ball. This with Justin, Mr. fucking Rage Baiter up here. I'm Jules
I don't
Compton.
rage bait.
Please
It's
like,
just-
share,
don't do it.
subscribe, and hopefully we can get a third co-host to replace Molly. We'll see you guys next week.
Go
Go
Birds.
Commanders.